She sued her best friend over a ruined wedding and $23,000. She didn't just lose her wedding day, she lost her best friend, her deposit, and according to her attorney, $23,400 she would never see again, unless a judge agreed with her. The two women had been inseparable since the third grade. They grew up 3 houses apart on the same street, attended the same college, and stood beside each other at every major milestone life had offered. So when the plaintiff got engaged in the spring and asked her cousin, her best friend, her chosen sister, to serve as maid of honor, it felt less like a question and more like a formality. Of course she would. She always had been. What the plaintiff could not have anticipated was that the person she trusted most would become the center of a lawsuit filed in civil court on the 14th of October, seeking $23,400 in damages for what her attorney described as deliberate interference, financial sabotage, and the wrongful cancellation of a wedding that never took place. The plaintiff's case was methodical and, frankly, devastating. Over the course of 4 months of planning, she had placed the maid of honor in charge of coordinating vendor contracts. A decision she made, she testified, because her cousin had previously planned 2 corporate events and seemed organized, reliable, and excited about the role. The plaintiff worked long hours as a hospital administrator. She trusted her. That trust, she told the court, cost her everything. The evidence was laid out in painful detail. A non-refundable venue deposit of $8,500, a catering hold requiring a 50% down payment totaling $6,200, a photographer's retainer of $300, floral arrangements, booked and partially prepaid at $2,800, a custom wedding dress, ordered and altered at $2,800. The math was clean and it was brutal. The plaintiff testified that she discovered the wedding had been silently dismantled only when the venue called her directly, not the maid of honor, her, to confirm a cancellation she had never authorized. When she confronted her cousin, she received a text message that read, simply, "I thought you were having second thoughts. I was protecting you." No phone call, no conversation, no warning. The plaintiff's fiancé corroborated her testimony. The engagement, he stated clearly, had been intact. There were no second thoughts. The defendant's attorney presented a different story, and it was not without merit. The maid of honor took the stand composed and soft-spoken, and she did not deny canceling the vendors. What she offered instead was context. She testified that over a period of 6 weeks, the plaintiff had confided in her repeatedly, she emphasized, that she was uncertain about the marriage, that she felt pressured, that she had cried twice on the phone about it. The defendant produced screenshots of text messages in which the plaintiff used phrases like, "I don't know if I can do this," and "Sometimes I wonder if we're making a mistake." She had not acted out of malice, she insisted. She had acted out of love, the way she always had, the way they always had for each other. She saw her cousin drowning and she pulled her out. She was prepared to admit she made a mistake in method, but not in intention. The courtroom was quiet in the way rooms get quiet when no one is sure who to believe. Then the plaintiff's attorney introduced one final exhibit, a voicemail, recovered from the maid of honor's phone records and entered into evidence after a subpoena the defense had unsuccessfully tried to block. It was left by the defendant herself, 3 days before the first vendor cancellation, addressed to a mutual friend. In it, she said clearly, without ambiguity, without the softness she had shown on the stand, "I never liked him. I never thought he was good enough for her. If she won't end it, I will." The courtroom did not erupt. It exhaled. The judge ruled in favor of the plaintiff on all counts. The defendant was ordered to pay $23,400 in full, representing the documented financial losses resulting from cancellations she made without consent and without legal authority to do so. The judge noted in his ruling that whatever the defendant's emotional reasoning, she had no standing to unilaterally dismantle another adult's contractual obligations based on private doubts she had chosen to interpret as permission. The plaintiff and her fiancé were married 4 months later in a smaller ceremony. The maid of honor was not invited. The defendant filed for a payment plan. The friendship, by all accounts, did not survive. It's easy to call what happened in that courtroom justice. The numbers add up. The ruling makes sense. But here's the question that lingers long after the gavel falls. If the voicemail had never existed, if the motive had stayed hidden, would the story have looked different? And more uncomfortably, if a friend truly believes they're saving you from a mistake, does the intention change what they owe you?